Hello and welcome back to another edition of Raw Out of 10 on the Wrestle Debate. Now, on today's show, we had our first match in the brand to brand invitational and a women's tag team title match. So without further ado, let's get straight into it. So the show opened with Charlie Caruso interviewing Randy Orton in the ring about his challenge from last week. Edge interrupted him and the two exchanged words before Edge accepted Orton's challenge for a normal match at Backlash. This was alright, I'm accepted, we're going to have it now. Just hope it's better than the first match. Who knows, it may even be the best wrestling match ever, Charlie. But I very much doubt it. But hopefully this is the last we see of the two together and they can move on after this. I'm not going to grade it. Seth Rollins and Murphy then came out to the ring, with Rollins saying "You're welcome" to Rey Mysterio from the bottom of his heart. They were then interrupted by Humberto Carrillo, and Rollins volunteered Murphy to the match. As for the promo, it's pretty decent. I kind of like Rollins' new twisted character. Yeah, and it's kind of a revival of Seth Rollins. He's been really impressive recently. And then we moved on to the match, Murphy v Humberto Carrillo. Carrillo was distracted by Rollins, which allowed Murphy to hit him with a knee strike and Murphy's Law to the win. Yeah, this was a really good match. Enjoyed the Seth stuff. So overall, I'm going to give it a 6.75 out of 10. Very good. Then King Corbin arrived. Whoa. And Liv Morgan cut a promo saying she learned from her match against Charlotte Flair and won't give up. Then we got Charlotte v another member of the Riot Squad in Ruby Riot. Charlotte, of course, won. This started as a Flair promo, with her calling out Riot for a random reason. Flair won by submission with the figure 8. It's an alright match. The promo was a bit weird, so I'm going to give it a 6.25 out of 10. Then MVP kind of did the same thing as last week and reiterated his question for Bobby Lashley, asking when Lashley is going to let Lashley free. He said he'd see him later tonight. That's all alright. And then we got the Kabuki Warriors having a celebration for Asuka's Raw Women's Championship. So good to see Asuka and Kairi are friends, because I was a bit worried they were going to turn on each other. A recording concert was being done by Kairi, which I loved. Then Nia Jax interrupted and insulted them, so Asuka attacked her. Later in the night, Nia found Kairi Sane backstage and attacked her, which caused Asuka to find and attack Jax again. Don't really have a problem with Asuka v Jax, to be honest. Should be quite entertaining. Just kind of want it to be a short feud, and Jax doesn't really get hurt too much. And then hopefully by SummerSlam, Asuka can move on to Shayna Baszler, and that can be Shayna Baszler's crowning moment in an ideal world. That's hopefully what will happen. But I'm going to give this a 6.25 out of 10. Then we got a Money in the Bank rematch. Bobby Lashley defeating R-Truth in quick fashion. But before the match, Truth said he had plans to sack Tom Brady and win back the 24/7, 7-11, 48, whatever it is, European Championship. Lashley won by submission with a full Nelson, and MVP clapped from the stage. Yeah, this was pretty good. Truth a laugh as always. Bobby Lashley being put over. And then we obviously got Bobby Lashley later on in the night. So as for this, I'm going to give it a 6.5 out of 10. Then we got the women's tag title match. Bliss and Cross defeating Iconics by disqualification when Peyton Royce wouldn't stop throwing Bliss into the ring post. Later backstage, Billy Kay slapped Peyton Royce in the face, then felt bad about it. Oh, I didn't really like this. The match was alright, but they can't break up the Iconics. They're so much better together, and I just think they'd be totally lost in the shuffle. The women's tag division is thin enough as it is, so I would be massively against them breaking up the Iconics. Yeah, and I even think they should have won the titles today. I just didn't really like it at all. 5.5 out of 10. Submission match next up between Shayna Baszler and Natalya, and Shayna Baszler won pretty dominantly. There was a moment where Natalya had Baszler in the sharpshooter, but except for that, Baszler was pretty dominant. She won with a Karafuta catch. After the match, Natalya threw another tantrum. presume this is leading to a heel turn, but this is all a bit weird. And I kind of feel sorry for Natalya because it's always her who's getting the stupid stuff like the farting and the tantrums. Yeah. But overall, I'm going to give it a 6.25. Puts Baszler over again, but stupid finish. Kevin Owens then returned to host the KO show with Selena Vega and a group of losers. He then revealed that Apollo Cruz was also a guest on the show, and Cruz of course attacked Andrade after he ruled him out of the Money in the Bank match. This led directly into a tag team match, which was KO and Cruz v Garza and Andrade. Austin Theory tried to interfere but hit Garza by mistake, allowing Cruz to hit his throwing powerbomb for the win. After the match, Andrade and Garza jumped Theory and kicked him out of their group. This was weird. I mean, I wouldn't have thought they'd have had a reshuffle so soon. But yeah, what happened later I did quite like, or the next segment. Yeah, it was just weird to bring those two up, and now their credibility is kind of ruined. But as for the match, pretty decent. Good to see Cruz getting a push still, and hopefully it continues. He's going to have a title match next week against Andrade. I'm expecting him to lose, but hopefully it'll be a good showing, and I hope he can do something after that. Yeah. I'm going to give the segment a 6.25 out of 10. Didn't like the Garza bit, but I liked the match, so yeah, kind of fair to give it a 6.25. Drew McIntyre was then interviewed about facing King Corbin. Then we got Alice Black defeated Murphy by disqualification. Austin Theory was still at ringside, so Seth Rollins helped him up and recruited him to the group. Theory then attacked Black on Rollins' command, drawing the disqualification. After the match, Theory and Murphy beat down Black, and Rollins hugged Theory. This was brilliant. The match was kind of second most important thing here. It was Rollins recruiting Theory, helping him out all the tension, and then at the end, Rollins getting to hug Theory and barely noticing Murphy. Just make you think that could Murphy be turning on the group soon? Could just be Rollins and Theory. It was really good. Hopefully this is a fresh start for Theory now. I really enjoyed this, and I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10. A number of segments played involving the Street Profits and Viking Raiders throughout the night. So they had an axe throwing game after the basketball game last week. The Vikings were good at it and the Profits were not, so the opposite to last week. But it turns out Angelo Dawkins is secretly great at axe throwing, whereas Montez Ford, accidentally threw an axe into a police car windshield, and the police let them off with a warning because she once attracted to Ivar, but not Eric, which was noted. I get WWE are kind of trying to find something creative to do here with these two matches, and they've done it well. It seems to be popular, but I really don't like them. I wouldn't mind them for the Street Profits and say another tag team, but not for the Viking Raiders. They're supposed to be a serious tag team. I mean, just look at them. They shouldn't be mucking around doing shit like this every week. So I think they definitely need to come up with a new thing. Give Viking Raiders the tag team them the titles. They can have a proper reign, and the Profits can do whatever they like, and hopefully build the Raiders' credibility up. But I'm going to give this a 5.5 out of 10. Then we got the first brand-to-brand invitational thingy in our main event. Drew McIntyre defeating King Corbin. Before the match started, MVP and Lashley interrupted, with Lashley saying he's coming for McIntyre's championship, which I presume will take place at Backlash. They stuck around to watch the match from the stage. McIntyre won a fairly competitive match, went about 10 minutes with a Claymore kick. It was alright, but these McIntyre matches are getting a bit repetitive now. Someone interrupts, McIntyre kicks out one, goes for the Claymore, flips it up, they hit their signature, kicks out on 2.5. McIntyre then runs around for a bit, hits the Claymore. So it's all coming a bit repetitive, and hopefully it changes up a bit. But otherwise I'm going to give it a 6 out of 10. Overall, Raw this week is going to get a 6.25 out of 10. It's just a bit repetitive over recent weeks, and it's kind of getting a bit boring now. But there were some excellent moments in it, like the Theory and Rollins moment. Edge and Orton was vastly improved from last week. Didn't mind the whole Oscar thing. It's just the main event with Drew every week's getting a bit repetitive and stuff like that. But except for that, it's a decent show. But that is all for today, guys. Thanks very much for watching. Leave a comment below what you think of Raw. Like, share, subscribe. Follow my Twitter in the description below for daily wrestling news. Subscribe to my other channels on the screen now. Thanks for watching. Bye.